Friends, good evening and welcome back to my channel. This evening I want to briefly talk about 15 lifestyle rules for stomach ulcer. These rules apply to both peptic ulcer, duodenal ulcer, even the acid reflux that affect the esophagus. So these rules can be very helpful because many people often claim that ulcer cannot be cured, that it can never be healed. But if you take these rules seriously, if you follow them, you will have amazing testimony. I once had ulcer and mine was a case of a complete remission. I got healed. So follow my rules. Please subscribe to my channel. Help us to grow. Thank you. Now, rule number 1 is quitting smoking. For the ulcer to heal, you have to stop smoking. Smoking release plenty of harmful chemicals, compounds to the body, which not only reduce our immunity but can also cause plenty degeneration and slow down the repair of the body. So healing process is delayed when there is a cigarette smoking, even other smoking. So for the ulcer to heal, quit smoking. Then number 2, you got to quit self-medication because many drugs, they are going to cause you ulcer, they are going to aggravate ulcer, they are going to even reactivate a passive ulcer. So you have to quit self-medication. You have to know your food allergies. Some food can actually make ulcer worse. Then you have to quit excessive and frequent alcohol. Alcohol is a stressor just like smoking. So alcohol can actually delay the healing process, especially vodka and spirit. So you have to quit drinking, heavy drinking. Now, rule number 5 is NSAID. Avoid NSAID. NSAID is non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. Now, the common drugs in this class are your fevin, which is piroxicam, your ibuprofen, your aspirin, your diclofenac. There are many of them. These common pain drugs, painkillers, they causes ulcer on their own. So when you already have existing ulcer, it's going to aggravate it. Then you have to avoid undue stress. Unnecessary stress like sleeplessness, sleep deprivation can actually slow down healing of any kind in the body. So you avoid unnecessary stress. Now avoid caffeinated drugs. Just like you have your NSAID like I mentioned, diclofenac, aspirin, ibuprofen, piroxicam, naproxen. Caffeine too can increase stomach acid secretion, can delay healing of ulcer. In fact, excessive use of caffeine can even give you ulcer. So caffeinated drugs, they are common. You have paracetamol that they add caffeine, which you have in Medic 55. You have a Panadol Extra. You have we normally many brands of OTC normally come with caffeine, with a painkiller. You have paracetamol mixed with caffeine. Then another thing is caffeinated drinks. Now caffeinated drinks are also common, the ones they call energy drink. By the way, caffeine is a CNS stimulant. It's something that can give you energy, give you surge, and makes you to stay awake and perform. Caffeinated drinks are common. For example, your Coke is addicted because of caffeine. You have your Predator, you have your Blue Bullet, you have your Commando, you have there are many of them. And by the way, I don't have grievances against any of these brands. There are people that I even recommend these drinks for. People that are always weak, always complaining, people that are having low BP, I even recommend this kind of drinks for them. But for you that has ulcer, it is no for you. Then avoid high dose of corticosteroids. Yeah, in Africa here, in Nigeria, most of our ladies, they take high doses of corticosteroids. Corticosteroids are drugs like prednisolone, dexamethasone, cortisone. These drugs, people take high dose just to build weight. So that habit on its own is wrong. But one thing that high dose of corticosteroid can do is promoting ulcer, delaying the healing. On its own, it can even cause ulcer. So you avoid too much use of corticosteroid, like your prednisolone, your dexamethasone, your triamcinolone, all these injections. You have to triamcinolone injection. You have to avoid the excessive use of corticosteroid if you have ulcer already, because it's going to slow down the healing process. And you also avoid other drugs like anticoagulants, blood that increase bleeding. One problem with NSAID that I mentioned before, they increase bleeding. But the classical anticoagulant, you have your warfarin. Warfarin can give you ulcer. Warfarin is bad for ulcer. Another example, some drug that we add for BP, we call it aldosterone antagonist, like spironolactone. It can give you ulcer. Then drugs like alendronic acid, alendronate too can give you ulcer. So if you have ulcer and you have a condition, always mention to your physician, always ask your pharmacist, your drug expert to check the profile of the medications you are giving. So next on the list is carbonated drinks. Now the carbonated drinks, they try to increase the stomach acid. You see, the carbon dioxide is an acid anhydride. Acid anhydride are things that form acid in water in aqueous medium. So for example, your Sprite, your Mirinda, these drinks that they preserve with gas, they on their own are not too good for ulcer patients, because they tend to cause hyperacidity, too much acid. Then quit midnight meal. Late time food is very famous for causing duodenal ulcer, especially when you eat and sleep immediately. Then fried and spicy food. Fried food, the oil have been broken down to fatty acids. The spice too, they are good in causing the stomach to make plenty acids. You avoid them. Then don't delay meals. Don't starve unnecessarily. People can stay from morning to evening without meal, and in the evening they can eat food that worth 20,000 naira. So instead of you to gather all your food to wait till evening before you eat, why not eat small? Eat a bit breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So you must not expose the stomach surface to excess acid. You must not starve unnecessarily. Eat as at when due. Your breakfast, you have to observe it, your lunch and your dinner. Then lastly, you have to stop eating while lying down. This is what gave me my ulcer in university. We close when we retire from reading, we close from night class, maybe 2 a.m., 3 a.m. We'll be inside our bed nets, we'll be eating there. We are going to sleep with the plate. And it was not It was not up to a week I developed duodenal ulcer. So you have to quit eating while lying. It's very dangerous for us. It can slow the healing. It can even cause active ulcer. Thank you. I'm going to come again with a more interesting topic. Please subscribe so that you can get my latest teaching on health and lifestyle. Thank you.